Hi everyone and welcome to another WARNO caster game. Today something a little bit different. This isn't from the tournament, this is a game that was sent to me by Darrick, actually featuring Nick and Ski, two very good players. They spend a lot of time playing against each other, testing out the maps and things. This is going to be a good game. Darrick has assured me, and I quickly skipped through about the first half just to see before I started recording, and I can say it's really good. So both players playing as the 5th Panzer Division. On the right hand side here we have Nick, and on the left hand side in blue we have Ski. Both players having a good spread across the map, lots of early recon, getting up close and personal for both players. Lots of Pioneer Flams and stuff coming in there, Sicherungs, little mix of Sicherungs and recon and things, and I did see some arm busts there, some tanks coming up the rear, Jeopard, a couple of Jeopards here, some more tanks, a good mix of units, more tanks I would say for Ski than Nick at the moment. Both players coming in with MW1 straight away off the bat, no messing around. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, that missed more than I expected, to be honest. Spread was a bit far back. I was expecting to hit the buildings. Now, this early game on this map is generally just about getting as far forward as possible in every position. For example, Nick doing a really good job here of getting very up close and personal with Ski in this point at the back, which is obviously Ski's point in the grand scheme of things. The centre, heavily contested. I would say that right now Ski has more units in the centre. Nick has more units over this side. Obviously Ski being quite effective in the centre because of these tanks. You know, they're only coming against Panzer Grenadiers, which don't have that long a range on their missiles. And the same up here. There are obviously these Marder 103 Milans, which have a little bit of range. But realistically, right now, it is all Ski's area to play with. Down here, you've got a couple of tanks from Ski, which are holding off the tide of infantry because there are no long-range infantry missiles here. However, as they get more up close and personal to those tanks through the buildings and the forest, those tanks will be a significant risk. Can see that Ski is bringing in reinforcements to this area now. On the contrast, having a look over here, Nick appears to be focusing on bringing in reinforcement perhaps to this side. I mean, these could go either way. They could also go towards the centre. Ski's kind of hit a stopping point and is trying to just do some damage. That Milan at significant risk. I was surprised that it wasn't killed on the first round of shots. Those 1A1A1s are not hitting. Or we could call it the German way, which is 1A1A1. It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well for me. Leopard 1A5 being very effective here. Again, a lack of long-range infantry missiles, relying on the Milans here for the damage output on tanks if you don't have your own. That said, here is the reinforcements. We're seeing two 1A1A1s, another couple of 1A3 Milans, a Leopard 2A3, the big boy coming up the back there. At the moment, I think that will be the only 2A3 on the field, as I can't see any from Ski at this point in time. I'll note that neither player has until now bought a command, and there is one command coming in for Nick, I assume to cap this point here, Charlie, with the intent of just getting a head start on those points, because that's where the fight is here. It's all about getting those points and getting up to 2,000 before time runs out. We have 35 minutes left in this game. Now, honestly, I would say these two players are reasonably evenly matched. They're in a situation where when one player pushes one side, the other player will push the other. And that is how you kind of have to play these maps. Because if someone has put all of their resources into one side of the map, then you should be putting your resources into the other to push round. And that's what sort of happened here. You had Ski push quite hard at the top, and in contrast, Nick pushed quite hard at the bottom. But neither of them have sort of made a huge amount of progress. They've got to sort of the centre of the map or the centre of each point, and then they've kind of stalled. Because at that point, they can't go any further because of what remains. So it's hard for Ski to push through here because he's going to come up against infantry in forests, which are a risk to his tanks, and it was his tanks that were helping him push forward. And then down here, it's all about not being able to push the infantry very far forward because of the tanks and the Pioneer Flams coming in to reinforce for Ski. And these Pioneer Flams will absolutely melt these Jägeraufkomm. I mean, Pioneer Flams there are routing. They have been severely damaged, but these ones will finish off those Jägeraufkomm. Plenty of Sicherungs coming in here for Nick as well to try and reinforce this point. Nick's still bringing in units, obviously, to cover the middle as well. But as you can see, at the moment, extremely in Ski's favour. Complete control of this area now. Reasonable control of the centre of this point as well. That 2A3 doing its best to do some damage, but is at risk from the units in this building. Close enough to be hit by those missiles. Really, it needs to be out of that. Oh, that was an anti-tank jet coming in as well. It has smoked. It didn't get damaged by that anti-tank jet, I don't think. I think it missed, but it has been hit by another missile. That took a missile to its side. It is losing health quickly now. It needs to get out of there. M48s being very effective. Anti-infantry units just continually battering those Sicherungs. Sicherungs not posing much threat to any tanks though, because they don't have any launchers. The arm bursts on the other hand will pose a big threat, and there we go, immediately firing multiple shots, though they missed. And again they missed. And again they missed. Wow. That's embarrassing for those arm bursts. They're still missing. Oh, finally they got a hit. Really surprised by the lack of firing there. I mean, their cohesion's not bad. Down here at the bottom of the map, that stalled movement of Nick is kind of... I feel like Ski has pushed back a little bit there, but realistically Nick still has plenty of units. Up at the top, we can see that Ski is pushing round through this forest, has a firm control on this point now, realistically. Points ticking up, however, for Nick, because we haven't seen any command vehicles come in for Ski yet. Ski focusing on his unit capabilities, keeping the pressure on Nick at the moment. Obviously both players hoping to push the other player back and, you know, secure some early points, or an early win, shall we say. Because if you can push someone out of the points completely, then chances are they're going to struggle to take it back. But right now, this is the kind of game you will see versus two very evenly matched players, where they are just in a stalemate, so to speak. And that's why this is a good game. It's a good demonstration of how these games can play out, and also a good demonstration of why you need a time limit on these games. Tornado MW1 coming in. There are the odd bomber coming in, but not the mass spam of planes we see from the 7th Panzer. That MW1 was coming in but has now veered off. I'm not sure what it was going for. Obviously unsure of its target. Nick sending a couple of Sicherungs up here, just probably scouting more than anything. I don't think he would expect those to survive. He knows there's a lot of enemy units there. That Tornado still just flittering around the back there. Leopard coming in here, and a Fuchs. They're getting very up close and personal to... there are no anti-tank units here. It's Sicherungs, Leopard. Yeah, that's a bad position for all these troops. They have no anti-tank support. Multiple command vehicles coming in now for Nick. That's a big expense. I'm wondering if he's just feeling that he can get ahead in points enough and has secured this little... Has he secured this little corner? Difficult to say. Difficult to say. Apologies, I'm just kind of whizzing about the map at the moment, trying to keep up with what's going on. Now, really, looking at it from this position, Nick looks to be on the back foot. We're in a situation where he's kind of being pushed out of Charlie. He's pretty much pushed out of the center point and is indeed retreating his remaining forces there. Now, there's an argument to say sometimes you have to know when to retreat to preserve the forces you do have. If he hadn't pulled out these Isherungs and Jeopards, they would have died. If he hadn't pulled out these vehicles and tanks, they might have died. He is still bringing in his little command vehicle. I mean, Ski is going to know where that is. There's no doubt about that, because he's in control of the rest of the point. More Isherungs coming in for Ski there, I assume, to push into these buildings. These scouts have been there for quite a long time, have done a reasonably good job, but they're out of missiles. And that one only has satchel charges, so they can't really continue to put pressure on that Leopard, even though it has taken a lot of damage. These Isherungs will dismount and be moved up that road. Lots and lots of Isherungs being used. I mean, they're good cannon fodder, they're good anti-infantry units, they're not any use against vehicles. But again, Nick using one of these Isherung squads to push up and scout, and then probably hoping that he can use these tanks here as fire support. Still got his nice Leopard 2A3 there. But equally, there was a Leopard 2A3 coming in for Ski, but it's sat right at the back of that point. If it's sat at the back of the point, it's not being useful. Those Jaeger still alive. Still alive. Will be dead soon enough, but you've got to admire the fact that units in buildings do just last and last and last. Loads of tanks here. Leopard 2A3 has just... Oh, Ski has moved up one of his Leopard 2A3s. He has two on the field, I apologise. Being used very effectively to kill some of the tanks here. Getting side shots on them. Not sure... Oh. I mean, that Leopard 2A3 is just smashing stuff. Absolutely smashing stuff. Some Milan... Oh, the Marauder's with the Milans, really good, but again, that 2A3 will smash them in a single hit. It's such a good tank. Isherung's pushing up here to get into this point. Down here, we're seeing a build-up of forces for Nick. He's got those Pioneer Armbrust pushing up first, obviously to deal with any tanks. Jaeger Aufkel are still alive. So, destroyed building, infantry in destroyed building, completely invisible to all the units running around them. How crazy is that? This is a common thing we're seeing in this game at the moment. Up here is where the real fights are taking place. That 2A3 just took a shot from the other 2A3. It's going to die. It is 100% going to die. I mean, the smoke is down. That one's dead. I mean, Ski must be loving this 2A3 right now. It is absolutely smashing stuff. I wish I could get a shot of all these destroyed tanks. Hang on. I can't even see that one, but there's a couple of destroyed tanks there. Let's print screen it. I'll save that for later. That was a nice fight. That's a really impressive tank fight from Ski's side. I mean, I feel bad for Nick because he's lost a lot of stuff there. But this Leopard 2A3, absolutely rocking it. Two missiles coming in it now, and it is dead. The Milan's finally got it. Ski putting his other Leopard back. Where was that jet going? I think it was planning to drop somewhere here. Ski slowly pushing forward to get Nick's command vehicle there. Nick has managed to push around the bottom of the map again with all of those infantry. Has taken out most of Ski's forces. Is pushing in, wants to kill that command. You'll notice that the command points are stuck at 850 in Nick's favour. Obviously a good early advantage. And it has forced Ski to buy his own command vehicles. Ski having to pull back into Charlie after pushing out slightly with all of these infantry. But all these infantry now are out of anti-vehicle. So these TPZ folks causing them all kinds of issues. Oh, beautiful MW1. I mean, it is dead, but that MW1 just killed most of Nick's infantry that were in the forest. A beautiful, beautiful drop. Still 2 armbrust squads here. They have... No, 1 armbrust squad, sorry, and 1 Zischerung. Armbrust still have plenty of anti-tank fire. They could probably kill that Leopard 1A5 if they were over in the buildings at that side. They should be in range, but I don't think he's going to go for that. Loads more tanks coming in now. 1A5 and a 2 or 1A1A1s. But look at this. I mean, for me right now, Nick is majorly on the back foot. He's stuck in an open field versus Ski, who is sort of in the forest. But at the same time, think about where we were 10 minutes ago. Ski had loads of units in this forest. Loads of units. And now, he's got 2 squads of armbusts. He's got a couple of Jeopards behind there. He's got a 2A3 there, a 2A3 there. He has brought in another one. A Jeopard there. But this is nowhere near the amount of units he had 10 minutes ago. So Nick has managed to whittle them down slowly but surely. Neither player bothering with anything at the top now. It is all about these points and fighting over them. Down here, the armbusts are about to come face to face with Panzer Grenadiers and will probably struggle a bit versus Panzer Grenadiers. They're out in the open. The Panzer Grenadiers are in the forest. Yeah, taking minimal losses. Leopard 1A5 coming around to give them some fire support. Zischerungs are almost dead. Fire coming in on those armbrusts as well. They're routing. This point goes back into Ski's hands after a very, very impressive push from Nick. Unfortunately, he lost a good chunk of his infantry to that MW1. Over here, though, is it going the other way? Still 2 Leopard 2A3s very effectively holding this little hill. I mean, it's very hard for Nick to push up there. Equally, Nick managing to hold this side. If we look at it from Nick's point of view and come down here, I mean, you can't see anything up that hill. Can't see anything in the forest. But equally, these tanks do not have a shot on any of Nick's units. I mean, there's nothing. Interestingly, Jeopard's being moved forward there. I assume that's for this Alouette that's being called up for scouting purposes. That should be giving Nick some good eyes on. He should be able to see these tanks, for example. He should be able to see those Jeopards. Pioneers coming. I'm wondering if he would go for a bomber run on these Leopards. Obviously, the Jeopards will probably kill any bomber. Again, Leopard 2A3 being used to very good effect. Pioneer Flams coming in. Pioneer Flams coming in down here. Now, Nick has little to nothing at the bottom of the map now. He's refocused his efforts. He's got various infantry coming in here. He's put his command vehicle back in. This is obviously an attempt to just stop the points, swinging in Ski's favour. But obviously, command vehicle very easily taken out by those armbusts. M48 doing a good job again of providing fire support against these Jägeraufkohl and Zischerungs that have snuck around the back. But Ski unable to push out from this point effectively. And Nick equally unable to push in. But right up here, look at this. Aggressive push. 2 2A3s, Milans, Pioneers. Nick is being really aggressive here. This is an all or nothing push. Look, everything's moving in. You've got Fuchs moving in, you've got Pioneer Flams moving in, and not a lot of them. But remember, Ski does not have as much as he used to. That Leopard 2A3 absolutely useless right now. Stuck behind the building, does not have eyes on these Leopards. Equally, they don't have eyes on his. Is taking a shot at units over this way. I think that was an attempt at killing the M48. Yeah, will be doing damage to anything there. These Leopards being used as fire support. This one now firing at the Leopard 2A3, and that's it, dead. 2 shots off quick succession. Really well done. Slight damage to that Leopard 2A3. Pioneer and a TPZ Fuchs, 2 of them coming in really rapidly now. Will be coming into the side of this forest and charged through these infantry. These infantry obviously very good anti-vehicle. but thus anything that is anti-infantry are going to struggle. So these pioneers should be really effective at just throwing their satchel charges left, right and centre. Sicherung's taking lots of fire here from those Leopard 203s, and here we're seeing a Pioneer Flam along with an M48 doing a lot of damage to Ski's infantry. Now, in the meantime, as I've said, if one player pushes one side, the other player should push the other side. So this very aggressive hard push coming from Nick, as you see where this cluster goes, is it going to hit those 2A3s? It was an attempt to hit those 2A3s, but the 2A3s were pushed forward just in time for Nick. Really well played by Nick there. But as I was saying, Ski now pushing this bottom point. And this is the big thing about this game. If you're pushing that top bit, your enemy should be pushing the bottom bit. And that is exactly what Ski has done. But think about where we were 10-15 minutes ago in this game. Ski had complete control of this centre. He had loads of units here. He had units down here. Nick was not getting in that point. Equally, Nick had plenty of units here to stop Ski being able to push through into this point. And he was putting up a hell of a fight to keep pushing back in here and killing commanders and things. Now we're in a situation where obviously Nick has focused a lot of his resources on the centre and has managed to take it, has slaughtered the majority of Ski's units, but at the same time Ski has pumped a lot of resources and units obviously into retaking this bottom point and pushing in and taking this one as well. I mean, right now you've got these TPZ folks. There is this command vehicle here. It has been badly damaged, but that command vehicle might get out, but it's probably going to die. There's a couple of grenadier squads there, but what we're seeing up here is a quick maneuver from Nick. So something that we don't often see in these games, because most of the maps are too big to get away with this. We are seeing an encircling motion. We are seeing Nick pull his forces down from the centre and round behind all of Ski's units. I'm not sure if Ski knows they're coming. He might suspect. But right now that is what we're seeing. We're seeing a reinforcement of units up here just to provide a bit of defence. Units here, but everything else moving across. That Alouette being brought up to get some advanced recon. Those Leopards shooting at stuff so they know that they're there. Ski is aware. Ski obviously has a lot of units in this point and they're about to get encircled by Nick. That is not a good position to be in. Really hoping that Ski has some kind of cluster bomber still so that he can hit these two Leopard 2A3s. Otherwise he's in a lot of trouble. That command tank is about to get absolutely smashed by them. Yep, it is dead. Alouette taking shots from a Jeopard. The Alouette is dead, but it has probably seen enough. Pioneer Flams and Pioneer Ambros coming up there. There are two Leopard 2A3s there, but they're about to get shot by that Leopard 2A3. One of those Leopard 2A3s is being killed by that anti-tank jet. Another anti-tank jet coming in to take out the other one. It missed its shot. Still slightly damaged that 2A3. Has managed to kill one of Ski's 2A3s though. Panzer Grenadiers coming in there. Encircling maneuver not being as successful as I expect Nick had hoped, to be honest. Look at this Leopard 2A3 here. Oh, there it goes. I mean, you've got to give Nick... There's the bomber. That's the cluster to finish it off. But you know what? I mean, they did their job. They got round. They killed the command tank. And they killed two Leopard 2A3s. What more could Nick want? Yes, the maneuver might not have been as successful as he'd hoped, but wow. It still worked. Now, where does Nick go from here? Building up units here. Possibly for a push back into this point. Ambus at the back there. M48. Still full health, so will be helpful. Out of machine gun rounds. Left 105 there, 101, and another 105. We'll be able to kill most of the stuff that's coming in here. Obviously, Nick stopping his units, having second thoughts. Nick with not a lot in the centre as well now. Anti-tank coming in there. Obviously, intention was to go for the M48. Tornado IDS cluster being brought in there. Oh, I thought it had been brought into, but it actually dropped, and it has killed both the tanks at the front. So it's killed a 1A, 1A1 and a 1A5 from Ski. Very nice maneuver. 3 1A5s coming in now for Nick. Both players with very sparse units in the center. I would say Ski currently has the advantage with slightly more. Also has that recon chopper, 2 recon choppers in fact, pushing up. Now the real fight is going to be for this point at the moment, I think. Really curious to see if Nick gets pushed out of the center again though. I mean, right now, Ski has the map control. And this is the weirdest thing about this match. For me, there are multiple occasions when Nick has felt on the back foot. But he has the most points. But there have been many occasions while we've been watching this game where I've honestly felt like Ski has twice as many units on the field. Ski has better map control, better positioned units. And Nick has been pushed out of all these points. And yet we're seeing, time and time again, Nick is managing to make an aggressive push and get back into various points. So, you know, that takes some skill to time everything right to get away with it. Sometimes you have to be brave and just be aggressive in these games. And that's not something we see very often from many players. Because the truth is, the attacking player is going to lose units. Defending is easier. You know, that's just the case in a lot of games like this. But look at this again. Nick, an aggressive push into this point. Jaeger's coming in with tank support for fire. Pioneer Flams will be a big issue. 2 anti-tank jets coming in there. 1 tank down. Nothing, unfortunately, firing at those AT planes. So they may even come around for another pass if they are not empty. But I think they've been evac'd. Sometimes they have a couple of missiles. Pioneer Flams obviously super effective against these Jaeger. But the Pioneer Flams getting shot at by the tanks, so are routed. However, there are 2 more squads of Pioneer Flams in there. So the Jaegers will struggle. Nick just charging 2 Alouettes across that point. I'm not entirely sure why. Cluster Bomber came in there. Not sure if it actually dropped. Maybe I missed it, but it certainly hasn't killed either of those tanks. Another command vehicle coming in and some more Jaeger. These Jaeger have survived. I mean, they're hanging on by a thread, but those Pioneer Flams are about to be killed. They're out of their hand flam patron. That's it. Once they lose their hand flam patron, they are useless in the grand scheme of things. Plenty of units still here for Ski. He's pushing up everything. He's got the Pioneers moving up, which will obviously be very effective against infantry if they can get up close and personal. He's still got 2 Jeopards there. He's even moving up his command infantry. I mean, that's ballsy. MW1 coming in, will finish off those Jaeger. Cluster and an MW1 coming in there to hit that back point. Unfortunately, Ski's already moved out, has realised and moved his commander back. I don't think he meant to move that up in the first place. Some Zischerungs, is that? Or just all Jaeger? Nope, just all Jaeger. He must be out of Zischerungs. I mean, this is a long match. Players will be running out of units. Here, I mean, for me, Nick should be okay. They're just empty transports. There's a 2A3, 2 1A1s, and a Jeopard coming up. He's got a single 2A3 Leopard from Ski there. Couple of Grenadier squads versus these Pioneers. As long as the Pioneers, yep, they have demolition charges still, they should win that fight as long as they can get close. Jaegers here against the Pioneers. The Pioneers still have satchel charges. Those Jaegers are about to get wiped. There it goes. Look at how quickly. Absolutely melted. Absolutely melted. Do not underestimate those satchel charges. When this game first released, they had a range of 75 meters. They were useless. But now at 175 meters from building to building, nothing compares really. Even the hand flam patron have a better range, and the flash have a better range. But yeah, those Pioneers, As long as your Pioneer squad is 10, 11 man, you're going to absolutely devastate. Absolutely devastate. Tanks pushing up here in the middle for Nick against that 2A3, which has taken damage. But will be very effective against those 1A5s. But I think to some extent Nick using them as almost cover for his 2A3. But again, Ski is pushed out of that point. Nick doing a great job with minimal units holding. As I said, those Pioneers slaughtered all the Panzer Grenadiers. Down here, we've hit this stalemate point of the game. Points creeping up for Ski very effectively. I mean, this is heading towards a draw if things don't swing back in one player's favour. See, right now there's so minimal units in the middle, and there's minimal units at the bottom, and that makes me think that these players are running out of units to call in. We're seeing more expensive tanks coming in, 2A3s, absolutely nothing called in at the moment. From Ski's side, is Ski out of units? No, there's some Pioneers coming in now. And some Pioneers there. I think maybe it was just Ski taking a few moments to decide what would be best. Obviously just needs to try and hang on to what he has right now. Nick down to just his 2A3 there, but there is a second one coming in. There's a Par 1 coming in. An anti-tank chopper. Pioneers still being quite effective here with their satchel charges. Those Jaegers can't really risk getting close. I mean, the question is, does Nick have any infantry left with flamethrowers or satchel charges? And the answer might be no, because he's certainly not bringing them in. I mean, he's resorted to bringing in anti-tank choppers. I mean, this feels like a last resort. This is all I have left in my deck kind of maneuver. Anti-tank jet coming in now for Ski. Obviously going to be going for that 2A3 in the centre. It missed its shot. It's getting shot at by a Leopard. Leopard won't finish it off though. In no way, shape or form. Did a little bit of damage to it. Still in the map. Is he going to evac it? Yes, he's evacing it. Thought he might risk coming in and doing a second passive and had missiles left. But Darrick was right, this is a heck of a game. A proper back and forth, some really good pushes from Nick. I feel like both players are stalling a bit now because of a lack of units. I mean, I'm seeing no more infantry from Nick coming in at the moment. Points obviously now in Ski's favour. Could that be the last unit Ski has coming in? I honestly don't know. More choppers coming in. Oh, there is a Jaeger squad coming in. Nick has got a Jaeger squad. He does have some infantry left. Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers all sat in that corner. I mean, a bomber about right now would be great, but AT coming in again. Again, it has missed that Leopard 2A3. Cluster coming in, should hit it. Oh, that is an unfortunate loss for Nick there. He did try to move it forward out the way, but too late, unfortunately. The bombs had been dropped. Still has one on the field versus Ski's one, which is slightly damaged. But in terms of units, I mean, the Pioneers and a couple of TPZ fucks, it's nothing exciting there. He needs to get a shot with that Leopard on this one. Oh. This is going to be an interesting fight. I think Skis, unless it misses, will have the upper hand here. Yep. Nick's missed. It smoked itself. It is retreating. Two anti-tank jets coming in there. Where they're going. Going up here to kill that 2A3. Oh, wow. Both of them missed. Seed plane coming in now to take out that Leopard. Has also missed. Leopard will fire at it, though. Will he? Oh, that's the only Leopard there. The one in the middle is dead. I mean, this game is long. There's 4 minutes left. This is going right to the wall here. Realistically, Nick needs to kill a commander. If he doesn't kill a commander, the game is going to ski. Leopard 2A3 hanging on with 1 point of health. Another Leopard 2A3 still in the arsenal is being called in as well. A couple of Jeopards there. This is all of the recon infantry coming in now. The last ditch attempt. Pioneers very low on their ammo, but this one still has a stack of 5. 4 minutes left of this game. Less than 4 minutes. MW1 coming in to take out all those units that just came in. But they're already in the town. Leopard 2A3 just making an aggressive push. Getting attacked by 2 anti-tank planes. Both of them missed again. I mean, the luck is on the side of Nick here. I am genuinely in awe. He has lost his one that was in the middle. But this 2A3 has just rolled up to these Panzer Grenadiers. And is firing on that command. 3 minutes to go. He needs to kill these commanders. All in. Whether he loses the Leopard or not. Cluster coming in on that Leopard. It's going to die. Oh, it survived by the skin of its teeth. But it's doing hardly any damage to those generals. Oh, that command squad is going to survive. 2 minutes 45 to go, just about. And it's all coming down to whatever they can call in. The last bits that they have available. The seed planes are coming out because that's all they've got left to call in. Another Leopard 2A3 coming in for Nick. I mean, that's him out of every other tank, I think. Leopard 2A3 in the middle there. Another one coming in. This fight is just a desperate attempt. He's bringing everything in. Oh, the anti-tank plane finally got it. I mean, that has been an ongoing battle to try and do that. He's moving his Panzer Grenadier commander out of the building, trying to get it in a safer position. Jeopard really needs to kill it. And that's game. I think that was a surrender from Nick. Before the time was up, he knew it was over. Wow. What a brilliant game. It's a long one, and that's why we have time limits. But let's be honest, by 40 minutes, both players were out of units. Kills to losses. I mean, Ski had it there. Ski had more on the table at the end of the game. So, no surprise there. I also wonder if Nick had higher ranked units and thus had less to call in at the end, because I felt like Ski still had slightly more perhaps to call in. I'm not sure. But yeah, what a game. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Nick, you may have lost that game, but that was an absolutely brilliant display of, you know, aggressive pushes back into points you had clearly been pushed out of and were going to struggle to get back into. I am genuinely really impressed that you managed to do that a couple of times, especially in the center. Really disappointed that your encircling motion didn't work quite as well as you would have hoped, or I was hoping. I thought you were going to encircle Ski completely and cut him off and retake that point at the side, but it never quite happened. But obviously really well played to Ski, as always. You know, you two really, really well played. Really good game. Thank you to Darrick for sending me that. Just having a look through the units here. Leopard 2A3s, again, just absolutely smashing stuff. M48, A2, CGA1, also smashing stuff. Killed 2 attack choppers. Look at that. Do not underestimate the M48. When they first appeared in the game and they were going to be in a deck, everyone was worried they'd be absolutely useless. On paper, they look trash. but my god, in the actual game, they're pretty darn good. Let's have a quick look at the other side. Again, Leopard doing a really good job. Killed a couple choppers, tornadoes. Pioneer Armor's doing a good job. Again, Leopard 2A3. Look at the kills on that thing. Such a fantastic tank. 1A5 did a really good job as well. That one too. Both players doing a really good job with their tanks. Not as much air spam in this, so they weren't dying as quickly. Leopard's doing a good job there. Pioneer's doing an amazing job, obviously. Leopard 2A3 again with loads of kills. Absolutely fantastic game, guys. Thank you very much for sending me that, Darrick. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that was entertaining. Please do like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO. Hopefully, played as well as that.